So I use it in the classroom, large classrooms, up to 100 students. So this is a lecture situation for me. And it's an art history course. All of them are art history based, so they're nothing but pictures in the dark. This is the way art history has always been taught. When the first iPad came out, I went and bought one the day it came out, because I'm an Apple idiot, but also because it's relevant to what I do. And at the time, Brandon's right, we were tethered, so there really wasn't much advantage. You could connect it, but that was about it. Now, with it wireless, I have noticed much more engagement, much more involvement from students, just because I can walk up nearby, you know, so they can't just fall asleep in the dark as they want to do. They now have to pay attention. I don't mean to suggest it's all threat, and no, but there is an element there, keeping 96 18-year-olds awake for 50 minutes looking at paintings by Piet Mondrian or something. It's difficult. This is a very small, low-res rendition of what I get to show in our classroom. Eric, my chair, amazingly, impressively, but consistent with his past behavior, managed to get us a very good high-definition projector installed in that classroom 2 years ago now, I think. So we have a much, much better system than that. I hate to say it, Kyle. But you can still see what's going on. This is just a sample, since I mentioned Mondrian. I'll just show you the kind of thing that we do. It's a standard PowerPoint presentation, but if you go out of it, and of course with an iPad you just use your fingers for everything, you can tap on anything and it becomes manipulable, right? It's a very simple, intuitive system. You can use Keynote for basic PowerPoint presentations immediately. You don't need to read any manual. You don't need to know anything about computers. If you can operate your fingers, you can make a PowerPoint. And Keynote is just the Apple name for their version of PowerPoint. It's, of course, slightly different, but since they're all different now, they're on a wireless device, a touch screen device, you might as well jump in with Keynote since it's all on the iPad. So I would show images like a Mondrian, and of course many of our students have rarely seen or paid much attention to a Mondrian, and I would try to explain that it's all about balance and form. So we would look at a Mondrian that I fooled around with in Photoshop, and I'd say, oh gosh, I feel like I just lost my balance there. Whew, that's better. Oh. So this kind of thing, it's not quite the same if you put those stupid red rectangles in the wrong place, right? And then Theo van Doesburg comes along and says, well, I can do those too. And Piet Mondrian's a loner type. He was part of the Neoplasticism group, part of the De Style magazine, but he really didn't participate. Lived in Paris instead of Amsterdam. But they went with his ideas and expanded them. They built houses, chairs. Doesburg said, what if we tilt it all? You know, we'll make diagonal. I'm tired of all those rectilinear parallels and perpendiculars, uprights. And Mondrian thought about that for a little bit. He said, this is my answer. You don't fool around with my lines. You can change how you want to put the edges of the canvas, but don't fool around with the lines. So this kind of thing, you know, it makes more of an impact if you can walk around the room while you're doing it. The other thing I'm here to tell you, though, is that you can add pretty much anything you've thought of adding to a PowerPoint. You can add from the iPad directly, drag video off the internet if you have a source for it. This is the only known video film footage of Mondrian. He doesn't say anything, so it's okay in silent mode. But you know, I just dragged that from YouTube and plunked it into Keynote using a gray market app that lets you download videos from YouTube. So there's Mies van der Rohe a few years later making basically the foundation of modern skyscrapers, a devoted follower of Mondrian, and the world has never stopped admiring Mondrian since. This is just stuff off the internet you can get. You get the idea. This is a good example of embedding video with sound directly into any PowerPoint or Keynote screen you want. And the influence is all around us.